Meal prepping and planning is a little bit like going on vacation. It takes a little bit of work up front, but in the end, all of the effort is 100% worth it. That's why when I found this book, I was really excited. I thought, cook once, eat all week. Because if you know me at all, you know that I'm not a huge fan of cooking. So if I could spend a couple of hours once a week, have it all done for the entire week, and just warm it up, that's golden. That's my ticket right there to not having to worry about it the rest of the week. However, with this book, it's not quite as it seems. It's not nearly as easy as cook once, eat all week. Hi everybody, my name is Sara and thank you so much for watching today and welcome to Frozen Pennies. I am the founder of Frozen Pennies, as well as a financial coach, and as a family, we are completely debt-free. So when I was so disappointed in this book, I decided that I could do this. I could kind of create my own cook once, eat all week plan. So here I am in my kitchen today, and I am going to show you the meals that I have created all by myself. So here's what I didn't care for. When you turn to the very first part, so you've got chicken, rice, and broccoli this week. So the title is Cook Once, Eat All Week. What I found is that's not quite accurate. You're only making 3 dinners. You have a prep day where you're cooking a lot of the food. Oh, these are the bonus dinners. Yep, so 3 dinners are barbecue chicken rice casserole, white chicken chili, and chicken and broccoli fried rice. And that's it. Then it goes on to week 2. So unless you want to eat these 3 dinners each at least twice a week with one, cereal dinner the next week, it really, cook once, eat all week doesn't really vibe for me. It doesn't really work. I actually think I'm going to take this back. So what I'm going to do instead, this is you can get this meal planner for free. It comes in a little kit. I'll leave the link below for you. My middle son goes to program, so he's really the only one who gets lunches even thought about. Everybody else kind of fends for themselves for breakfast and lunch. Tuna noodle casserole for him will work. He likes it, and he'll eat the same thing all week. This tuna noodle casserole will make enough for the whole week. Plus, I can put some in the freezer for the rest of another week. So if I want to give him tuna noodle casserole this week, then maybe in 2 weeks I can pull out 5 more tuna noodle casseroles for the next week. And then for us, I'm going to do a Mexican casserole, tacos, chicken, rice, and broccoli dish, tortellini and meat sauce, salads with chicken, and then leftovers for 2 days. That will give me 1, 2, 3, 4 dinners that are pre-made. The other thing that I'm not super fond of in this book was when she talks about prep day. So she is giving you one prep day for a couple of hours to prep all the food. But then each day you have to actually spend more time cooking. So we're not prepping everything in one day and then eating all week. We're prepping for a little while once a week and then still cooking these next 3 dinners on the night that they're going to be served. So you might have your chicken all done, and your rice all done, but you still have to combine it all and actually still do the cooking. That just doesn't work for me. Okay, so here is the Mexican casserole. These are my recipes. You can get these through Dinner Makeover Takeover. I have 120 recipes that I have collected over the years, and it's in a calendar for 120 days. It's pretty cool. I like them because they're easy. So here's my Mexican casserole. I have the ground beef already cooked, black beans, salsa. The only reason I'm doing this is because I have a jar of salsa in the refrigerator that I need to finish up. Cheese, sour cream. Instead of sour cream, I'm using some Greek yogurt because Walmart accidentally gave me Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, instead of vanilla regular yogurt. Mexican casserole first. So put the refried beans right on the bottom. Then I have ground beef. Yep, I definitely need a bigger kitchen. Then I'm going to sprinkle. So I actually browned 3 pounds of ground beef. First, because it was in a big package and I didn't separate it before I froze it. So that's why we're having the tortellinis with meat sauce and tacos and Mexican casserole because, well, I have a lot of ground beef. See, a lot of rice. A lot of rice in here. What I'm going to do after I use it up for these meals is actually freeze it into little zipper bags that I have, or glass jars maybe, depending on how much is left, so I can save it for another meal and it doesn't go bad. Does last. So I have some black beans and some corn that I'm going to drain. Then add salsa. Cheddar cheese. And then this will go in the oven and we'll have this for dinner tonight. At the very end, I can crumple up some tortilla chips and put them on, or serve them. My husband would like it if he could dip his tortilla chips. In the oven it goes. Oh, real quick, everything that I mentioned in this video, I'm going to leave a link below. And if you're looking for that free meal planning kit, I'm going to leave a link below for that too. And if you like these kinds of videos, let me know down below and I'll make more of these. All right, next we will do the tuna casserole. I have 2 cans of the cream of chicken. I have a can of peas. 2 cans of, this is my favorite, this is skipjack. It is sustainably caught from Aldi. I have 2 cans of the cream of mushroom soup, so let's see what we need. My trusty tool, my favorite. Yeah, this is definitely gonna need 2 cans. This cream of chicken soup, organic, came from Aldi. Around Thanksgiving time, they have this often. They have cream of chicken and cream of mushroom. And I tend to purchase them and as a case of each because I use them all year long. And they don't have all the junk in it. So this is my favorite seasoning. I use it for just about everything. Everything. I know it's rotisserie chicken seasoning, but man, it's just so good that a little salt, that I really just put it on everything. I put it on chicken, I put it on steak, I put it in casseroles, I put it on potatoes. Roasted potatoes, so good. Don't think I'm gonna put all those in there. I will put this really great tool in the description for you, as well as the book, just in case you want to check out the book for yourself. There we go. Now you could take some crushed Ritz crackers or some breadcrumbs and mix it with a little melted butter and make a nice topping for it if you want. I'm just gonna leave it just like this. Next thing I want to do is separate this meat for tacos and meat sauce for the other two meals, of course for the tacos and for the tortellini. While I'm waiting for the chicken to cook in the Instant Pot, I am going to roast some of this broccoli. Frozen in a big bag. So I thought while I have the oven on, if I threw this in the bottom of here, right in the oven and roasted it, then it'll be halfway there by the time the chicken's done. So this is the rest of the pasta from the tuna noodle casserole. I'm going to put this right in the freezer as soon as it cools so that we can have it for some kind of a side dish or maybe another casserole. And here are the two ground beefs, one for tacos and one for the tortellini. Okay, so here's what I have left. I have these two pieces and it really just wasn't enough. So I have more chicken here, and I also have some shredded rotisserie chicken in the refrigerator. So I'm going to leave this shredded rotisserie chicken in the fridge for salads for later on in the week. This one I'm just going to kind of shred up and cut up and put this in the broccoli casserole. You can probably see the broccoli right behind you there. This will go into I have this fantastic recipe that I just love. It's kind of called flexible casserole. It's nice because really you can just add anything that you want to it and it's the same measurements each time, but it really completely changes the entire recipe. So today I'm using broccoli, chicken, rice because I have rice, and then the same basic ingredients. And it really is just so much easier than trying to use a spoon and not bump the camera. Okay. Let's see, next we have mayonnaise. Sour cream, or in this case Greek yogurt. And this is really each about a cup of each, but I don't measure anything. So we're just going to play it by ear. As far as I'm concerned, it's better to have more than have less, because last thing you want is for something to be too dry. See if I can mix this without making a huge mess. This again is in Dinner Makeover Takeover. I can leave the link below for you. And this is really how I cook. It's got to be easy. It's got to be easy. It's got to be quick. It's got to be kind of healthy. I mean, it's got to have some vegetables of sorts in it. A lot of our stuff is naturally gluten-free because a lot of the breads bother me and my husband as well. My boys, they don't care. They'll eat all the bread. So, of course, the tuna noodle casserole was not gluten-free. But the Mexican casserole, and this is, even if I were to make this with potatoes. Okay, throw the rest. They're definitely not dairy-free. Did you notice that? Definitely not dairy-free. So here's what I did today. I have 2 containers of ground beef ready to go with a leftover container of noodles. I have 2 bags of rice and a jar of rice left over that are going to go into the freezer. Noodles will probably go in the freezer too. I have this Mexican casserole and the tuna noodle casserole that's going to be separated out into containers for lunches. And I have a chicken broccoli rice casserole in the oven that we'll probably eat for dinner tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.